Hey, what's going on, guys? Ivan Simmental. So, my very first episode of the Replay podcast. Before we get into talking to this wonderful gentleman next to me, I wanted to give a brief paragraph or brief sentence on what replay means. And so, obviously, I'm going to be interviewing and talking to real estate professionals, but I didn't want to make it just talking. So I thought, how could we make it interesting, and what could we do to make it a little bit fun and outside of the box? So I thought about every podcast or every episode we will be playing a game. Today we have Connect 4. So yeah, that's why replay. It's a little bit of fun. We're still going to be having a good time getting to know strategies of real estate professionals, successful real estate professionals, to see what's working for them and to see how I can help you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of our first episode. Gage.
What's up, man?
How are you, man?
I'm great. I'm honored.
You nervous?
No.
I am. I'm sweating. Fucking sweating balls.
I might talk a little fast, but that's about it.
You're good, man. You're good. So
Passion.
Tell us who you are, where you're from, why real estate. Yeah.
So I'm Gage Lujan. I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, all 27 years. Real estate for me was just like the first thing that really stuck. You know, I learned a lot of things and it became easy. Mm-hmm. And then it seemed like as I got into college, everything else just kind of came and went. Mm-hmm. And after I bought my first house, I realized that it wasn't the best experience, but it was information that like I wanted to know more about.
Yeah.
And so when I got into the schooling, you know, I would read something, go through a chapter, and it just stuck. Yeah. And so since then, it's just turned into a hobby, into a passion, and now a career.
Did you start off like a part-time real estate agent, had another full-time job or another part-time job, and then transitioned into full-time? Or? So
when I found out I wanted to get my real estate license, I went and took a job with American West Homes, who is now owned by Pulte. Mm-hmm. And I was just like sales assistants. So I did a lot of like grunt work, order toilet paper, like anything for the
Fun
sales
stuff.
site. Yeah, not the best.
Yeah.
And then I got...
Shitty job.
And then it turned into like I would help with like the escrow side. I would run contracts, get permits. So like I was in and out of the process. And when I had found out that Pulte was going to be acquiring American West Homes, I was like, okay, I need to get my license. So in 2019, I got licensed in October, and the acquisition happened, and they let me go in November.
Oh, shoot.
And I had been planning, I'd been saving money, and since November of 2019, I've been full-time, went at it head first, and never looked back.
That is awesome. So what's one piece of advice that you would give a new real estate agent that will help them to become successful and do well?
You know, if their main goal is to make it a career, make a lot of money, be successful at it, you have to believe in yourself, and part of that is going at it full force. Yeah. You know, I've had a lot of friends who have asked me like advice to get their license. Some of them have got them, but not all of them have stayed in the business just because, you know, whether they're scared to make that first jump or, you know, they're more comfortable in their other job that they're currently in, and totally cool if that's, you know, where you find comfortability. But if you really want to see, you know, the fruits of your labor and to have your career like the other agents you see out there, like you have to just dive in head first. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. So now, guys, we're going to take I want to say a 3-second break and start playing the game. So I'll let my guests go first because usually they suck. So go for it, man. Do you know how to play this game? You want me to explain the rules?
I am the most competitive person ever, and I'm about to beat you on your own very first podcast.
Let's do this shit. We'll do a couple moves. I remember I used to play this. I used to beat the shit out of all the kids, literally. Like just punch them with the...
You've already made the biggest mistake.
Man.
That's your piece.
Yep. It's the pressure, guys. He's getting nervous. So now while we're playing in competitive, what's been your biggest commission check and your smallest commission check? Guys, we get personal on this shit. So
Yeah,
if you're gonna come on this
so-
podcast and you can't answer these weenie
No,
questions, then
I
yeah.
got you. So the biggest commission I've made on a house, I actually double-ended it, was 38.
38,000. That's nice. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And the smallest?
The smallest is actually 0.
What?
Yep. So I was on a real estate team before,
Yeah.
and for one reason or another, we kind of got into it, and some words were exchanged, and I was screamed at in my face.
Ooh.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm out. I'm leaving this team. I
Yeah.
don't deserve to be talked to like that. And I had left. And there were terms in our contract that stated like I would get 50% of the commission if
Yeah.
I were to leave the team with something under contract.
X amount, yeah.
I never got it.
Wow.
Yep, it was just held, whatever. So, I was going to go to professional standards and
Yeah.
take care of all of that. but
Professional standards is like
it's
ethics board and stuff
yeah,
like that?
so
Okay.
essentially you put in a complaint, it goes to them first, ethics reviews it,
Yeah.
or one way or the other. But, for the check that it was going to be and the other things that I wanted to put my energy into, I just
It
didn't.
just didn't make sense.
There's no reason. I was on to bigger and better things.
Have you ever, you could play it to your, I know you're nervous a little bit, it's okay.
3, 4.
Have you ever helped out a client? Because I've seen, some of my realtor partners, I think you, but have you ever helped, like say, a client is short funds, you're like, hey man,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
worry, I'll credit you 500
Oh, yeah.
bucks, whatever, here you go, man, because I want you to become a homeowner. But I know you don't do it for the money, but why do you do that? Like why?
I remember when I bought my first house, how
Yeah.
life-changing it was.
Yeah.
And then not only purchasing the house, but what it does for you while you're in the home. The type
Mm-hmm.
of, you could refinance. I didn't think you were going to see that. You could refinance, take money out. When you sell the house, you make more money, you get a bigger house. So, it changes your life throughout the whole process of
Yeah.
having the home. So I want to change lives. I don't know, it's part of why I love doing what I do. There was a teacher who came to me, and there's a teacher program. They
Yeah.
can get like $7,000 towards their home.
It's a great program.
And I just got to know her really well, learned her life story, and this woman deserved anything she wanted, you
Yeah.
know? And it was coming up to a point where she was going to be $2,000 short. And so the lender at the time and myself split it down the middle. So towards her closing costs, took it out of our commission.
That's awesome.
And helped her get into the home.
Yeah.
And, that commission check turned from $9,000 to $8,000, let's say, right? If I didn't do it, it turns into 0.
Yeah.
So that $1,000 to me allowed me to make the 8.
Yep.
Right. So,
Like a small investment. then.
yeah, essentially I'm investing into myself to get paid through the deal, right? And so I don't mind giving a client, some money here and there. I'm in the business to make money,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, the whole goal is to put people and clients into a home, right?
Yeah.
So if I can do that by helping, which is my job anyways, if I can do that by having a little bit of funds, I don't see why I wouldn't or any agent wouldn't,
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk about what are some of your favorite, and I say pickup lines because it is a pickup line. Like, what are some of your favorite pickup lines that lenders, when they call you or when they email you or text you, what are some of the top ones that you remember where they're like, hey Gage, I heard you're an awesome person. Or,
It's I wouldn't even say there's a good one because there's not. It's like, hey, I'm so and so at this mortgage company. We've have you heard of us before? And usually it's no.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. How can I help? And they're like, well, this person is our mortgage broker, our loan officer, and they've just seen just how great you're doing. You're one of the top out there. And I'm like, you're just reading off a script.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you really want to do business with me, why don't they call me?
Yes.
And that's why I do business with the lender that I do business with.
Y'all heard it right there. You see that?
I do business with people that want to do business with me
Yep.
because they want to do business with me, not just because they may see my sales or they just need someone and they're trying to build
Yeah.
their business, right? I prefer to do things on a more personal level.
Yep. But at the same time, you can't knock them for trying to get your business, right?
No, not at all. But I think for me, I'm at a point where like I have good partners, and
Yeah.
unless there's something that,
It's lacking or missing.
yeah, if something's missing, or there's just, they come out and it's like, whoa, like it's impactful.
Yeah.
Like I want to work. I don't think a lot of things are going to sway me in that direction.
Yep.
Like I'm not a lender where like the more realtors the better.
Yeah.
Like I have my good group of people that I work with and that I recommend, and
Yeah.
like I'm happy with the family that I've built, so
Yeah.
to speak.
That's good. Yeah. I cold call agents that I've never worked with before.
Almost
Yeah,
missed that.
I was hoping you didn't see it, but I always think it's a little,
Shit.
it's nerve-wracking because you're calling these like top producing agents, and you're like, hey man, in a nutshell, I want to work with you. What do I got to do to get your business or to earn your business?
Yeah.
But I think you still have to, just like people need a prospect and cold call and all that stuff. But I just saw that you just made a move to Galindo.
Yes, sir.
What prompted that? How did that happen? And
It's kind of a long story. So like I've had ties to Galindo Group for a couple of years, and from switching to other brokerages that I've been switching to here and there.
Yeah.
For one reason or another, I didn't go there. And the main reason was that I wanted to be at a point in my career where I thought like I deserved to be there.
Yeah.
They have a lot of very successful, very talented agents, and Josh Galindo, the broker, he's just a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
So it's just with all of that, tying in. It was just time to really put myself around people who, are more than just real estate agents, right? Like Josh, he wants to make as much money as possible in as many ways as possible, but also, in the most efficient and productive way, as possible.
Yeah.
And I just want to surround myself with people like that. And if I can learn and be a sponge and take even half of what he's talking about, that's where I want to be.
Yeah. So what would you say to those people that are at a company where they think, or they're at a company right now and they're like, man, I think the grass is greener. What would you say that they need to look at, or what would you say that they need to look to see if the grass is greener, right? Because you've done your homework. You said you wanted to be ready to move.
It really depends where you're at in your real estate career.
Yeah.
A lot of the newer agents are going to look for places that give you leads. If they take a lower split, right? Because a lot of people newer, they're giving away a lot of their commissions. So like that all weighs into it. But if you're at a place where, you can go in and take 100% commission, but you're not relying on somebody to, feed you leads, and you're comfortable in that regard, I feel like the biggest thing to do is you want to be somewhere, again, where you can learn more and always be learning, and not losing like you did in Connect 4.
Son of a bitch.
So, you really just want to be at a place where you feel like they can add value. How do I say this better?
Just say it, dude. Don't sugarcoat it.
So in my example, right, like I love the brokerage that I was at before. Great people. They let me, be myself, and they let me grow. I didn't have to fit into this mold, right? And Galindo's the exact same way. So for me to switch, it's like the same. But the biggest difference, again, is the people that you're around and the things that they do, and just how comfortable that they can make you, and also like make you believe in yourself a little bit more, right? So like there's a lot of places where you have to fit into this mold, and you have to follow, these guidelines to make sure you're meeting, their needs, and you're going for their leads. And if you go somewhere where they're going to let you be you and you keep your work ethic, you're just going to explode. Like you have to believe in yourself, and you have to have a group around you that believes in your own individual success.
Yeah. I think that's the same thing like on the lending side. We move around a lot, or sometimes loan officers move around a lot. Sometimes it's for the money, sometimes it's for the growth, other times it's for they just want leadership, training. So I think that you touched on some pretty good points right there. So before we get to the last part of our interview or our podcast, I want to ask you, so what sets you apart from like the other realtors? Because there's like thousands of them out there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think the biggest thing that has allowed me to see like the success that I have is like, again, I've been born and raised here. So I know Vegas like I know my house. Like I can navigate it with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
So I have the knowledge to where if someone asks me a question, I can answer it off the top about any area. You know, if we're at a home and they're trying to see like what's in the area, right, and they're trying to weigh it up against another home, I can spitball right off the top what's nearby. You know, this place is a couple miles away, this park's nearby, your grocery stores you would shop at on this area or like Trader Joe's or Sprouts, right? So just having that like very personal touch so they can make a more educated decision other than this is the house and this is how much I'm spending, right? And then also being here my whole life, like I grew up in the Northwest when I could ride quads in the dirt.
Yeah.
Right? So
Crazy.
I've been here so long where I've made great relationships. I've met everybody and their grandmother and their second cousin. And so it's allowed me to really build this fear of people who trust me to like be able to have the success that I've had.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like I work.
Yeah.
You know, I
grind,
wake up every day, even before having my daughter. Like I'd be up at 6, 7 o'clock, straight to my computer, check my emails. You know, I used to edit my own videos.
Yeah.
So I'd be shooting content, filming, reaching out to clients, and then if other people don't do this, you need to do it. But get yourself a whiteboard or get yourself a planner and just write out your clients, where they're at in the process, you know, your escrows, their escrow number, just something so you can always look back and then it becomes ingrained in your memory so you don't have to look up documents or go searching through your emails
Just
for
tracking
things.
it, yep.
Everything's just right there at all times and it's at your disposal, so, you know, you're just ready to go.
Yep. Nice, nice. Okay, very good. So now that we've got the boring stuff out of the way, just kidding. I'm gonna ask you a set of questions, and you, whenever you wanna like tap out, or whenever you wanna say, all right, I'm not gonna answer that question, that's when we'll stop, okay?
I don't quit.
All right, okay. So, okay, we'll start off easy, and then these questions are gonna
Okay.
gradually get harder, right?
Okay.
So the first one is,
Yep.
who is your favorite realtor in town that is not at your brokerage?
It's not at my brokerage.
Sorry, enough easy, so this should be an easy one.
You're gonna have to cut this for a second. Because like I had one and then it was that. Okay, I got you. Go. Okay. Do you want to ask it again? Or
Yeah.
you just want me to go?
So yeah, just go. Just let's keep that. Yeah, I like that.
So Jessica Gibbs.
Okay.
So I met Jessica when we were at Avenues Realty, and you know I heard her story was kind of like mine because of how she started and then where she's at now. And I'm still trying to catch
Yeah.
her, but she just works.
She's awesome, yeah.
You know, she played college softball and just has that work ethic of
Yeah.
an athlete. She has, I think she said it was like close to 70 homes that she manages because she does property management
That's crazy,
also.
yeah.
Her Instagram is awesome.
It's on fleek.
Yeah, she's
kids say.
committed. She puts in the work. You know, we have a good relationship. When I was actually in Italy, I had a client that went under contract because she was showing them homes
Yeah.
while I was gone.
That's
so
awesome.
she's great.
Yeah.
I would use myself over her personally, but you know,
There we go.
if I didn't,
Yeah.
I would use her. Yeah, she's great.
Have you ever lied to a client? It's just a yes or no. I don't want to hear an excuse or a reason.
No.
Have you ever lied to a client?
Maybe if
No. Yes. See, this is the bullshit I'm talking about. He's trying to get out of it right now.
No.
Yes or no?
No, never about
Okay,
work.
perfect. That's
never about work.
next question. Here we go. Never about work.
Maybe
I have
if
lied
like,
about
they,
the color
they
underwear I've
called
been
and I
wearing.
was like doing something else, and I was like, "Sorry, I'm on the phone with."
Yeah, of
another
course. I'm
client,
talking about the
but I
okay,
wasn't
good.
on the phone.
Okay. Have you ever lied to another agent on a transaction?
I mean, if it was in the best interest of my client, yes.
Okay. Have you ever done anything unethical in
Never.
a transaction?
Nope. I'm squeaky clean.
Okay. We'll end it with this because you've answered all the questions.
You don't
Who
want
is?
to give me more?
No. I don't think you'll tap out. Who is? This is going to be a hard one, and you have to say a name, or else you're tapping out. Who is your least favorite realtor in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, Nevada. Got him.
I have it right here.
Are you gonna tap out or are you gonna say it?
Can I say the group name?
Nope, you gotta say the name. You've got to say the name, partner. You can tap out, bro.
No,
This is.
I'm getting ready because
I'm trying to get people in trouble over
it's
here.
just gonna come out. But I think everyone who knows me knows the story.
I don't need to hear the story. That's all I just need to hear.
You know the story, bro.
Oh man,
I
guys.
want that commission check.
There we go. That's the story. Full circle. Here we go. Gage, thank you so much. Do you want to
brother.
leave the viewers with any last thoughts, anything that you'd like to say?
Just I'm honored to be the first guest on the first show. My business went from here to here since the day I met you.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
And changed me as a person, a business owner, a realtor, now a father.
All of the above.
So
Let's
it's
go, man.
just, I'm happy to be here supporting you.
Yeah, man,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
the support, and let's just keep kicking ass.
Let's do it, man. Guys, thank you so much for. Oh, and he has, yeah, guys, these hats are on fire. I just got mine today. Gage, oh, yeah, he stepped on my hat earlier today, by the way, and I was pissed. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys found some value, or if you guys enjoyed this podcast, hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure to share with somebody that you think might find some value. Thank you, guys.